Welcome to another Down the Rabbit Hole video. I'm talking about another PlayStation VR game here, and this one's very abstract and artistic and strange looking, but it's really cool. This is a game called Bound, and it was actually free last month, so I picked it up for free, though I think I was gonna buy it because I heard great things. It's very unusual. You play this little character running around in an abstract world. She's a bit of a dancer here. You can see she's doing her moves. But this is part of a conversation I had with my sister. She was saying she likes the look of VR, but if only there was a game like Journey. That's the previous game where you're kind of running around in a strange, desolate desert land with this big flowing cape. If only there was a game like that. And I just thought, okay, I gotta show her Bound, because that's kind of what we have here. It's this very neat, not very stressful, cool, artsy game. And that giant thing off in the distance, that thing looks like it's miles away when you've got the VR headset on. This 2D screen just isn't going to do it justice. Now, what's really cool about Bound is, first of all, you've got this really amazing landscape, but the controls for the camera are pretty neat as well. This is the default setting where you move the character around with one thumbstick, and as you nudge the right thumbstick, you change the camera position on the fly. It's a static camera, and you just watch as this little dancer girl runs around and does her thing. You can look up and down. Really cool. I'm going to let the landscape speak for itself because it just looks incredible. But I'm showing you here the default move for the camera. If I just flick my thumbstick here, you see how I kind of rotate around her, and if I kind of tilt myself up and down a bit, it also changes the angle and the perspective a bit. That's kind of neat. It's also a little bit disorienting. Then I found out you can actually change the control or the camera perspective. I'm just going to go into the menu here. Anybody who doesn't mind a little bit of motion challenging, I guess motion sickness challenge, the stationary one camera, the one that I was showing you, is really good. I played the whole first level like that. Didn't even know this other mode was available. So, the game is fully playable with this stationary camera. But if at all possible, I recommend this smooth one. Because as you're going to see here, now it does warn you, this might set you off. If you got any motion sickness, look out. But I find it's very enjoyable. And now the camera's moving with her. And this is actually kind of the way I like to play it now. It takes a bit of getting used to, especially in this bizarre landscape. And you're about to see it's gonna take a turn for the very strange here. I'm just gonna make her jump here if I can. I can't really see over the ledge easily. Yeah, see how the ground creates itself as she goes. But if I step on this platform, watch this. The whole platform is turning and she's staying on the underside, and now we're kind of upside down and the ground is above us. Very cool, but yeah, they're probably gonna put your stomach up into your throat. Now, let's just have her guide up along this ribbon. It's a really cool looking game. I really like this one. And again, for free, I wasn't going to argue. Yeah, I think it goes for about 25 bucks. It's actually worth it. I was intending on buying it. That's clearly one of the bad guy creatures that you encounter in the game. But it's not like you have to take them on and fight them. At least I haven't yet. I'm not at the end of the game, so I can't really comment to that. But don't let the giant beasts that shout at you put you off. Instead, just check out this scenery. So I want to head over to that guy up on top of that building, a guy who seems like he's miles away and is enormous. But yeah, I really, really like this game. I mean, there's very little in the way of hard challenges here. You know, you got to figure out some puzzles. How are we going to get across this chasm? That kind of stuff. And there's some very neat sequences in a minute I'm going to show you. But when my sister was saying, I really wish there was a game like Journey, I just thought, well, Bound is the game for you. This is a very, very cool experience. It's kind of a neat, trippy, zen-like, and actually somewhat peaceful kind of a game. There are antagonists that will come along and sort of swarm around our little dancer girl here, but they're not too plentiful. It's and you know, you do have to figure out these jumping puzzle platforming sections. You have to figure them out. But she moves very well. The view, because it's all in 3D and it's in a VR space, you have a much better time trying to source out how the platforming is going to work, how much do you have to jump, etc. I'm kind of stuck in this weird psychedelic grass here, so I'll just move her through. You can do a cartwheel dodge move. You can roll under things at certain points. But yeah, really, really cool game. And very Journey-like. So I definitely recommend, if my sister's looking for something like Journey, this is the game. Having said that, if I know my sister, the sound of those kind of creepy, giggling voices is not terribly alluring to her, but not to worry. I can assure you it's all just for sound and ambience. It's not like they do anything bad. I think they're actually telling you what direction to go. And believe it or not, you want to head toward that giant off in the distance. He's playing with a kind of a paper airplane thing. And what's going to happen is I'm going to approach him. He's going to sit me on his paper airplane and then hurl me onto the next part of the mission, or the next part of the world. So I'll just, again, let it run and you can check that out. It's pretty cool sequence. I would have been interested to see if I had left this in the default camera view, how would I have been able to watch the little airplane move? But regardless, check this out. The sounds are kind of freaky. Definitely sound like they're quite unsettling, but it's a game where its bark is worse than its bite. The sound effects are jarring and maybe a little off-putting, but I can tell you that's the worst of it. There's not like there's anything particularly freaky or scary. And what's also kind of neat, now this is where the game takes a turn into the very interesting. As our little dancer lady's running around this abstract world, she encounters these images from somebody's life, like a family living in the real world. And that has to do with the overall theme, which I'm going to show you toward the end of this video. But if you watch, suddenly she is being bombarded with these creatures, and It's nothing you can stop or control. We fade to black, and the next thing you know, you're in this very neat, I don't even know how I would describe it, diorama. You move forward with the thumbstick, and the world kind of is created in front of you. There's that paper airplane that we were obviously just dealing with. So there's like a connection between what's happening to the dancer girl in the abstract world, and clearly this is our real world. Some records on the floor there, and you're going to see some characters form out of the darkness. Here we go. And this is the second of these scenes that I've encountered in this game. And these characters look really, really large. It's like you're looking at them from the point of view of a little toy. Maybe the dancer girl is a toy in the bedroom of one of these children in the real world. Haven't sorted that out yet. Can't give away any spoilers because I haven't actually sorted that out in my head. But yeah, there's these weird sort of parallels of somebody's real life going on. And I think that has to do with how the game ends, or the scene ends. Okay, yeah, that's the antagonist's gone away for a while, but now the music strikes a very nice tone, and wait till you see this sequence, and it's great in VR. And yeah, you end up here with this pregnant woman on a beach. In fact, this is actually how the game begins. The very first scene is her coming to this beach, and you look around, you can walk through the sand. She eventually sits down, opens up her book, and that's when we get transported to the abstract world with the dancer girl. I'm assuming it's her story. You're about to see him. This woman's gonna open up the book again, and you'll see representations of that abstract world in there. But I think there's a connection that ties them both together. I don't know. It's really, really cool. I'm really enjoying Bound. In fact, you can even see the way they've got the sand moving through her feet. It's great. Yeah, so this is another great recommendation. Bound on PlayStation VR. Highly recommend it. If you didn't manage to pick it up for free, it's worth the $25 they're asking. It looks great. It's a very cool, different experience, very artistic. I just love it. So here, she's going to open up her book. You'll see the characters there. Yeah, see, there's some of the stuff that goes on in that world. Very, very cool. If I flip a page, I can start the next level. But I'm not going to. I'm going to call the video here. That is Bound on PlayStation VR. Until next time, we'll see you down the rabbit hole.